Hi
Recording.
everyone, welcome to Baby2Sleep 12 Days of Christmas. I am joined today by Cara from a company that I'm sure most of you will have heard called Snooze Shade. Hi Cara, how are you?
Hello, I'm very well, thank you, and looking forward to speaking to you.
Fantastic. I'm absolutely honoured to have you on with me because I don't know why I've got two of your Snooze Shades, but I have. I've got two of them. I'm not sure why, but it's amazing.
There might be different age ranges, I'm not sure.
I'm not sure. But it's absolutely brilliant to speak to the person who actually I own your products. It's brilliant. And the thing is, I'm so passionate about your products, as are you, that I would really love for you to just share it with everybody, because I'm constantly meeting people who've never heard of a Snooze Shade.
I know, it's shocking, isn't it?
It really is. And how can you not know what a Snooze Shade is when you've got a baby? And I just think they're brilliant Christmas presents for pregnant people and new babies and things like that, for parents that don't know. So I just thought, it's coming up to Christmas. We've already been told that potentially the shelves are going to be bare in the shops and all this type of stuff. So actually, let's start looking at different items. Let's start looking at other things that we can actually purchase for our friends and our family over Christmas.
Absolutely.
So you tell me a little bit about you, what it was that got you into doing your business.
So me having a baby was exactly what started the business off, because I had my daughter. She's now a massive 14 years old, nearly. She's 14 in a couple of weeks, actually. And 5'7". She's nearly as tall as me. We're fighting over who's taller, and it's still just me, but only just. But when she was a tiny baby, I actually had a very difficult pregnancy, and I was in a wheelchair. And so I had to learn how to walk again after I'd had Holly. There were some advantages. So I couldn't stand up, so I never changed a nappy for about 3 months. So that wasn't a bad thing.
But I've seen the positive.
Got to look on the bright side. That's what I always say. But one of the things it led me to do was I was very grateful to be walking again. So I was very much out and about with the pram. So I was so excited to be walking again. I was like, I'd walk, like go for a walk in the morning, go and pick up some bits for lunch. And then I'd go for a walk in the afternoon. And then I'd go and pick up some bits for dinner, that sort of thing. And I was walking a lot with the pram. And Holly was born at the end of October. So by the time I was up and around again, I think it was like February. And I used to go for walks with my mum around. There's a beautiful lake near me called Virginia Water Lake. I used to go walking around that. And I used to get sort of very fed up with like sort of trying to put blankets and things over the pram to kind of keep her warm and protected from the elements. Or if I didn't have something suitable, I'd end up taking my own coat off and putting that over the pram just to keep her kind of, and then we moved into sort of spring and summer. And so I bought a sunshade, but the sunshade I bought was really horrible. It was really hard and scratchy. And also it didn't actually then help her go to sleep because she could see out of it. So it was sort of, self-defeating. And it was also so bulky that I actually kind of had to choose about whether I took the sunshade with me or whether I put some shopping in the basket. So I sort of, and I had to do the same once when I took it on holiday. And I just remember thinking, surely there must be something out there. I remember the moment. It was, I was out for lunch with my NCT group, and there were about 5 or 6 of us, 5 or 6 babies. They were all sort of sitting up, and everyone had sort of given them something to eat. And then everyone started putting like pashmina or muslin or something over the pram in order to help them go to sleep. So that we could eat our lunch, hopefully undisturbed as much as possible. And I just remember thinking, God and Bennett, there must be something out there that must help babies, like a blackout blind, but for the pram, when you're out and about and you want them to sleep. And, Holly was always a baby who did need her sleep. And if she didn't get it, there was a sort of big consequences to pay. And so I just started thinking about it as a sort of, I just became a little bit, I suppose, obsessed about it, started asking people about it. And then I made my own first version, which was completely useless and would never have worked as a product. But it kind of like started me off started the ball rolling. And so, I just then eventually went and found somebody who could manufacture it. And then started going into production, went to a trade show, showed it off to people like retailers, had my first retailer, Jojo Maman Bebe, who I still sell to now. And just sort of thought, oh, this is maybe something that, and at the time, I actually just thought it was going to be a hobby that would just keep me like from being bored at home. Obviously, sort of 12 years on, that's obviously quite a difference from, what I actually experience. Because I'm obviously running quite now a sort of worldwide brand that is, helping parents all over the world, which is absolutely lovely. And, really, when you were saying about, the fact that, you love the products and things, there have been some rough times while running your own business. It's not always easy. And every time, I'm very lucky. I get probably several times a day, get people messaging SnoozeShade on social media saying how it's really helped them. And, and that honestly genuinely brings a smile to my face every single time. And makes me realize that what I'm doing is, important and it's valuable. And, I love helping other people. So it's great.
I've actually got a picture, just when you was talking then, it just came back to me. I've got a picture of my eldest at the time, Sophia, in the buggy at Alton Towers with a dummy in her mouth, with a head literally through the zip.
Oh, through the zip. I know, it's funny. The zip is not large enough to get a baby's head through, but they can almost get it through. So but I've got quite a lot of photos of faces coming through. I've also got quite a lot of feet, like baby feet, that where they've sort of they've rested their foot on the zip, which is always quite funny.
That would be Alicia. That would absolutely be Alicia. Absolutely, my youngest. Yeah, definitely. Feet on the bars, feet anywhere she can kind of get them.
Oh, bless.
But it's such a fantastic product, because at the end of the day, I know more than anybody, I changed my career to do sleep. I know how precious it is to actually get sleep. And if if you're literally pounding the streets, if you're stuck in that situation where you're pounding the streets to try and get sleep, the last thing you need is all the flaming rain coming in and
I know,
the sun beaming
well, in the
down,
sun. Even the winter sun, even the winter sun, comes into low angle straight into their eyes. Also, wind, chill, snow. It's great for that. And what's been also really lovely is I started off with one product, which is probably the one that you had, with the one with the zip down the middle, which is called the original. And then that's grown, because obviously then parents said, well, I want one for when my baby's sitting up and wants to look out. So I've got the versions for 6 months plus, which takes them until they've grown. I used that with Holly until she was 5, just occasionally for, like you say, the odd theme park visit or going out for a meal in the evening, where you need them to sleep, but you don't want to have to not do anything. And then I've got versions for travel cots as well, because that was another big challenge. I went to stay with my brother, and bless him, he lives in a house where the biggest room is his bedroom, which is right in the top of the house, and he had all these Velux windows with no blinds. So Holly used to literally wake up with the birds, and I'd be like going, oh my God, this is and I have to be honest, I think probably one of the reasons I appreciate it so much, because I love my sleep. So I'm a monster if I don't get my sleep as well. And so the travel cot one is now become super popular, which is really funny, because people are like, oh, I didn't know about it. It's been around since 2012. But sometimes I think in many ways, I was saying this to a friend actually, I do think in some ways SnoozeShade was very ahead of its game, when I launched, because at the time people were like, oh my God, it's black, and that, why on earth would you put something black over a pram? But now you see them on the streets everywhere. It's quite funny. And I do still pop up, I do go up to people who've got SnoozeShade and I go, oh, hi, how are you finding the SnoozeShade? And they look at me especially if I've got Holly, I haven't got a baby with me or anything, and they're like, oh no, it's great, I love it. And I'm like, oh, I invented it. And they're like, oh my God, like this. And I'm just like, okay, calm down. It's I just thought I'd check whether is everything all right,
But the travel cot one sounds fantastic, and that's really, really good for when people are staying in hotel rooms
or with family. As I said, with family who've never heard of curtains or don't have blackout, and you're staying in a. I sleep with an eye mask on. You see, so why do we expect babies to be able to sleep anywhere without the same sort of level of darkness?
I've got blackout blinds and blackout curtains over the top.
I've got blackout blinds on my Velux. I wear an eye mask when I go to sleep. I'm very attractive.
My eldest has got blackout blind on the actual window, then she's got duplex blinds that come down, and then blackout curtains.
Oh, wow.
I'm like, you are not waking up early.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, you will stay asleep.
So where can people get your SnoozeShades from?
I'm all about what's easiest for customers, but I have my own website, obviously. So I have SnoozeShade.com, and I actually sell internationally as well, around the world, like in the US, Canada, Australia. And I also sell on Amazon, because I don't know about you, but I'm a massive Amazon Prime customer. I've always got deliveries. And so, I sort of feel like, although I'd love it if everyone bought from me, it's actually, if you've got Prime, it's obviously usually faster and easier just to deliver it and get it the next day, because you want it fast.
Same day.
Exactly, or same day sometimes. I've actually, yes, you can in some areas, order stuff like the same day, which is scary. But yes, so SnoozeShade.com, and also, the other thing is we're on all social media, so Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, everywhere. Basically, if anyone ever has any questions, you know, that is really what we're there for. We're not there, like, we're not just sitting there plugging stuff. We want to help. So, you know, we're always getting questions, and I always say there's no such thing as a silly question. You know, every question is a valid one. And so if you've got any questions at all, just ask us, because we'll probably, if we don't know the answer, we'll go off and find it. Brilliant.
Thank you so much, and I hope you have an absolutely lovely Christmas as well.
Thank you very much.
And thank you so much for joining us today. And yeah, we've got a great season ahead of our 12 days of Christmas.
Exciting.
Thanks very much, Cara.
Take care.
See you later. Bye.